I mean, a lot of people feel that Judaism is a little controlling. It's almost cult-like, or this is one of the myths that people propagate against Orthodox Judaism. Do you feel that Judaism is controlling? Do you feel that it's like a cult in controlling so many aspects of your life?
So I'd like to answer that question, Chana, by saying that, you know, here in America, we're very into sports. And if you look at a game of football or baseball, there's much more than 613 laws surrounding the game. You can't throw the ball this way, you can't throw the ball that way, you can't touch it like this, you can't go here, you can't go there. And nobody's playing baseball or football worrying about all the things that they're not allowed to do. Just like when you drive a car, there's about 700 laws that you're supposed to do when you're driving a car, but I'm not driving thinking about all the things that I'm not allowed to do. I just know that if I stay in my lane and I move in the right direction, and I brake at a stop sign and I do the general rules, I'm pretty much okay. I go with the flow. So instead of feeling overwhelmed by all the things that you're not allowed to do, I think the game of football or baseball or driving a car puts things into perspective. I know it can sound a little overwhelming when someone throws a book at you and says, here, 613 commandments. It can definitely sound overwhelming. But when you realize that buying a house involves exactly the same set of rules, you got to pay your taxes, you got to cut your lawn, you got to paint the driveway, you got to do all sorts of interesting things. And that's how we all are able to enjoy the safety of the road. You know that there was a great line out there that out in the ocean, when you're sailing your ship out in the ocean, you still need to follow the compass. Why do you need to follow the compass? Nobody's watching. Nobody's going to know the difference. So somebody once said that it's only when you make yourself a slave to the compass that you're able to enjoy the freedom of the high seas.
Wow, beautiful.
Because that way you're not sailing into a hurricane. That way you're making sure that you're staying safe. You're not going into oncoming traffic, and you'll be able to reach your destination in one piece. And to your point, Chana, about a cult, I have to say that, looking at people from a distance, I'm from South Africa, the blacks would always look at the whites. The whites are all the same. The whites look at the blacks and say that the blacks are all the same. But when you come close, you realize that each one is an individual. Each one has a face, has a name, has dreams, character, aspirations, and ambitions, right? So when you look at a group of people that are different to yourself, it's very easy to just brand them as a cult. But when we think about it for a moment, a cult is a group of people that discourages critical thinking and tells you what to do with your money, as well as an inappropriate loyalty to the leadership, right? Amongst other characteristics of a cult. And nothing could be further from the truth in our Chabad environment. Where we live, the very word Chabad means logic, means a relentless, rational attack on faith. Chabad is all about asking questions. As opposed to discouraging critical thinking, we are encouraging critical thinking. If you're not critically thinking, then you're not a Chabadnik. We are the absolute antithesis of a cult. You can do whatever you want with your money. You're supposed to be a partner with God and give to the charity of your choice, 10%. But that is your choice. Nobody's telling you who or how to spend it. And certainly there is no inappropriate loyalty to our leadership. It is very, very much in line with the values of Torah. And God forbid you'll never find any inappropriate relationship when it comes to leadership. So I say that anybody who would brand Judaism or Hasidism or Chabad as a cult simply hasn't spent more than 5 seconds thinking about what they're actually talking about.